What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and welcome to your stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and daily news report for Sunday, May 16th. Now, over the past few weeks, all the talks have been on the child tax credits, on unemployment income, the unemployment income tax waiver, parent tax credits, and possible stimulus checks. But in today's video, I want to explain how complicated lawmakers are making this entire thing. It is way too complicated at this time, and I want to kind of wrap it all up so that you guys understand where we currently stand, right? So even though talks are going to continue on stimulus checks and the child tax credits and unemployment income and all those things, right? And we'll get to that in a little bit. But today I want to address the issues kind of regarding SSI and SSDI, because I know a lot of people, especially in the comment section, have been asking, hey, have we heard anything? Do we have any new updates, any news? Well, we have some. It's not the greatest, but it is news. So here's what we know. First, right now, and we'll dive into the fourth stimulus check discussions and updates there. But what I want you to address is with the continuation of requests from lawmakers saying we need an additional stimulus check, we need to expand unemployment benefits, we need to expand the child tax credit, and all these things. Some lawmakers are saying that right now, the $15 minimum wage actually has a lot to do with whether or not we see any additional, relief for people on Social Security or not. And so I want to dive into the latest news on the child tax credits, but we will get to that in a minute, all right? First, hopefully you're having a wonderful Sunday. If you are, go ahead, hit that like button. It does help out the channel, but I also want to know that, yes, you are having a wonderful Sunday. Now, let's address the fourth stimulus check first, because the fourth stimulus check and the talks there are actually starting to, they're not going to end anytime soon, but they're actually starting to push lawmakers into making a decision sooner rather than later. Right now, we know that the talks on stimulus checks are actually ramping up. They're not dying down, even though we just received a $1,400 stimulus check about 2 months ago. So it's only going to pick up from here. We know right now there are a handful of lawmakers that are urging President Biden to pass an additional stimulus check, and they want to see this included into his $4.1 trillion infrastructure package. But what we don't know is to what extent. How much are lawmakers really requesting? We know there's a handful of them, more than a handful, there's about 100 lawmakers that do support a $2,000 stimulus check. About half of those people support a $2,000 monthly recurring stimulus check, and then there's about 20 lawmakers that do support $2,000 as a one-time payment, and then $1,000 per month after that. So again, we don't know anything other than those three details, but as of right now, there is a large group of lawmakers that are pushing for a fourth stimulus check, and they want to see it in the next bill. Now, we know that. That's something that I've addressed multiple times here on this channel, but here's what we didn't know, okay? What you may not know is that with every person requesting an additional stimulus check, you have another person across from them asking for what about benefits for other people as well? What about the others that do not receive a stimulus check, or the stimulus check is just not enough? Experts say that currently individuals on Social Security have been left out, or they either been left out or they have been somewhat forgotten at this time. But they want to see this change. What we know right now is individuals without a family, this includes college students, right? And when I say without a family, I'm talking about they don't have a wife and kids or a husband and kids, right? That's a family, not they don't have parents or siblings. But what we know is individuals that do not have their family of their own, which would be college students, are being overlooked at this time. But there are discussions on providing some type of relief for college students. So this is the issue that we're seeing right now is, okay, we got stimulus checks. That's being discussed. That's going to help out just pretty much a blanket approach for every single person out there. We got the child tax credits, which are going to pretty much a blanket approach for every single family out there, for every single person that has a child on their tax return or as a dependent, they will get something as well. We also know that, for people on Social Security, there's nothing, not much out there. But here's the truth. The truth is that the constant talks of an additional stimulus check are actually putting pressure on lawmakers. And what experts are saying is that this is going to provide more for those that are currently being left behind. So yes, the child tax credits will help families, and that's great. We need to help children. We need to help families. We need to help get them back on their feet. But we also know the unemployment income tax waiver is going to help those that were on unemployment. And maybe they have a job now, or maybe they're still on unemployment. The unemployment is helping a lot of people. And experts say that if President Biden moves forward with it, student loan forgiveness would help out students. But experts say, what about those on Social Security? There's a big issue here. There's a big void, a gap that lawmakers are not addressing. So according to a recent report and study, here's what we know. The $15 minimum wage is coming back. We do know there's additional talks on that. We do know that as of right now, studies do state that the $15 minimum wage would increase the amount that goes into Social Security by $4,000 to $5,000 per year. Lawmakers say, or experts are saying that lawmakers were correct in choosing the $15 per hour minimum wage amount. This wasn't just a guess. This was most likely based off of actual evidence. The studies show that $15 per hour minimum wage would provide Social Security with a boost of around $4,000 to $5,000 per year per worker. Okay? And according to the latest reports, President Biden doesn't want to provide a $200 per month Social Security boost like he promised when he was campaigning to be president, because according to reports it says it would hurt the SSA and cause the Social Security fund to be insolvent sooner rather than 2035. So we have about 14 years before it's insolvent. The problem is that due to the pandemic, the time frame has actually been pushed up. So this fund could actually run out of money by 2029, which is in 8 years, or 2033. So anywhere from 8 to 12 years is what they're currently predicting the Social Security fund would actually run out of money, meaning you would only get about 79% of your current allotment of benefits. So a lot of people are struggling because as of right now, they cannot support themselves on their 100% benefits. And if the benefits go from 100% down to 79%, lose 21%, that's going to be a huge hit for most people. So we'll see what happens there. But the reports do indicate that if lawmakers can increase the minimum wage amount to about $15 per hour, then it would help put more money into the fund, which would actually benefit the entire system. This means the Social Security fund wouldn't run out of money in the next 15 years, also meaning President Biden would have the ability and the option to provide additional income to all Social Security beneficiaries. And that's currently what is being discussed. That's currently what a lot of people say is needed if we want to get more money into the hands of the American people, but those on Social Security, we have to provide money into the fund first. And this is the hardest part. And this is something that just, for me, I look at this all the time, and it's hard to keep reading every single day that people don't have money. They don't have the money they need to just buy the essentials, buy their medication. And this is something that Senator Bernie Sanders has mentioned multiple times, is he has heard from multiple people in Vermont that they have to ration their medicines just because they cannot afford to buy it every single month or every single week. It's becoming a huge issue. So right now, due to the fact that multiple lawmakers are actually opposing the $15 minimum wage, this is the issue, is that right now the $15 minimum wage is being looked at as it's too much. We cannot increase the minimum wage from $7.25 to $15 instantly because of the pandemic. But that's not what lawmakers are requesting. That is not what Bernie Sanders is wanting. Bernie Sanders wants to see it go from $7.25 up to $15, but that's in 2025. That's in 4 years. Not today. Instantly you go from like $7.25 to like, I think, $9.50. So a $2.25 boost. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Some lawmakers say that this is needed. Reports indicate that even if it's $10 to $11 per hour, that would do so much more than doing absolutely nothing and keeping the minimum wage at $7.25, where it has been since, I believe, 2009. So we'll see what happens there. But what economists are worried about right now is the fact that billions in child tax credits will be coming out very soon. The child tax credit portal is supposed to open in June. All parents should be able to go in there, put in their information, update the system, whether they had another child or not over the past, however long it's been since they filed their taxes. But what the IRS is stating is that if you haven't filed your taxes for 2020, make sure you go and do so before Monday, because that is the current deadline. It's Monday, May 17th. But do it, which is tomorrow, but do it then, and make sure that if you have children, okay, that you do this, because if you don't, this could delay your payments from the child tax credit. So what we do know is right now we're already seeing signs of inflation, and it could just be the beginning. Experts are saying, and economists have been mentioning this for a while, is that due to the rising cost of goods and families set to receive $250 to $300 per month per child, that providing nothing right now to those that do not have children is going to be a disaster. This is going to be a huge loss for a lot of people. So even if Congress just steps in and provides stimulus checks, the child tax credit, whatever, experts say that is going to be better than nothing. Some say that right now, if Congress wants to provide, additional assistance to people on Social Security, the best way to do that is to just do a blanket approach. Every single Social Security recipient gets let's say a $1,000 one-time payment. That's it. Because at least then, this should actually put more money back into the pockets of Social Security recipients, which means they can pay for medications, they can pay for food, they can pay for all their essentials, and they do not have to rely on the government to do so. In a way, they still are, but in a way, this is coming. We're going to have to pay this back. That's the truth. We will have to pay this back. We will have to pay off this $29 trillion deficit we're in. But as of right now, experts say that we just need to provide for the American people, that we should not worry about a deficit, and we can deficit spend at this time simply because the lives of the American people today are much more important than trying to figure out the taxes and work out the details in 10 to 20 years. So again, we will see what happens, but as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share more. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you have a wonderful Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon. Again, if you can, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on, and I'll see you guys on the next one.